this quick tutorial I'm going to show you how to manipulate and create files in VBScript. So here's a quick little script, very simple, and I'm going to go over it line by line to explain exactly what each line does. Now the first line, option explicit, forces the declaration of variables. That's pretty common use in VBScript. So here we have the three variables that we're going to define here. We have my file, object FSO, object file. So here we're assigning the my file variable a directory path. And here's the directory path that we're going to use. You can see right there, right now the folder is empty. And then we also define two constants. This constant allow writing gives you the value of 2, and constant allow appending is a value of 8. Now those are constants because we don't want those two values to change. And then here we're creating the file system object by using this command. So we're setting the variable that we defined here, and we're creating a new system object using this function right here. And then here is where we're really getting into the file manipulation. So here we're testing to see whether or not this file exists. So we're using this object right here with this function, and we're testing it against this variable that we've defined here in this path. So if there's a file within this path with the name myfile.txt, if it exists, then it's going to do this. If it doesn't exist, it's going to do this. Now, what it does if it doesn't exist is it's going to create a new file. And that's what this line here does. So it sets the object file that we have defined, that we created here, and we're passing the function create text file. And in it we're passing a couple variables as well. We're passing it my file, which tells it where to put the file at and what to name it, so it passes it this information. We're also passing the constant that we created here, allow writing. So when it creates this file, it's also going to allow this object to be able to be manipulated and be able to have information put into it. And now these two lines here are going to write this information into the file. So we have beginning of file, end of file. And then this ends the if statement, and then this closes the object file that we created. So before getting into this, the first part of the if statement, let me go ahead and show you what happens when you run this script file. You don't really see a lot happen here, but if we go back over here and look at that folder, we can see we have a text file in there right now. And we also see inside of the text file that the lines beginning of file and end of file have been entered into this text file. So now, if we run this script again, this test to see whether or not this file exists will be true. So it's going to run these commands here instead. So right here we're going to set the object file, and we're going to use this command here, open text file. So it's going to open this text file that we have here, and then we're going to use this constant that we defined, allow appending. So what that will allow us to do is, instead of writing over top of the file that we have there, it's going to allow us to continue adding information into that file. So we have these lines here, object write, we're going to use appending. What object write does as opposed to write line is that object write does not add a carriage return, and you'll see the results of that after I run the script. And then this right here just adds new end of file. So let's go ahead and run that script again. Okay, we just ran it. So now if we go back here and look at our text file, we'll see there's beginning of file, end of file that we first got when we created it. But now we also have appending and new end of file. Now if we were to use write line for this as opposed to write, the information that we presented here would be this new end of file would actually start on a whole new line. And we can see that result if we go in here, and I'll just change it so you can see the difference. We'll save it. Go ahead and run the script again. We'll go back here, and now you can see where the difference between write and write line. Here we have new end of line begins on a whole new line, or new end of file begins on a whole new line. And also, if we just want to see what happens if we remove this here, we'll get rid of this if statement altogether. So we're just going to have this command in here where it's just going to create the text file. So if we do this, we save that. And if we run it again, you'll see that it removed all the information that we had in there and just created a new file. So every time we run the script now, it will not add any new information to the file. It will just create a new file each time. Alright, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thanks.